Hey guys, attention deficit firefighter here, and I've been abusing my tools. For you! What I've been doing is leaving my tools outside. So I've been gone for a week, 10 days, hence the beard. And I left my tools outside on purpose because I wanted to see how these finishes would hold up with absolutely no maintenance. And as you can see, the finish I've got on this newer cook didn't really hold up all that well. Let me just... Let's see. How about my Jake rake here? Well, on the rake part, it actually kind of formed kind of a cool patina, but all this factory finish didn't really hold up at all. The side that I hot blued did a little bit better, but it's still not great. Let's find a home for this one. Okay, so how about my bad axe? Now this one I hot blued a lot, and look how well that held up. That was outside in the exact same place as these other hooks, and that hot blue held up way better. All that's on this is that hot blue and a little bit of boiled linseed oil. So far, this is what's winning. And, I don't know if I've showed you guys this one yet. So let's start out with the elephant in the room. This is a new helmet, at least new to my channel. This is my Paul Conway leather helmet that I was using at work. I now have a new helmet that I'm using as my daily driver, and I'm going to have a whole video on that later. But for the time being, this leather lid is my new YouTube helmet. I got a sweet tin from Taylor's Tins. I am not sponsored by them, but I could be. But no, seriously, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Absolutely every bit of all of these tools I've purchased with my own money against my wife's wishes. And then I left all of them outside to get rusty in the rain. I also didn't ask permission for that. The reason I did that is I feel I should abuse my tools so that you guys don't have to. I want to look at the different steels that are used in these tools. I want to look at some of the different finishes I can put on them. I'll take on as much of the risk as I can for the scientific method so that you guys can go out, save lives, break down doors, save orphans, do all of those things that we became firemen to do. So let's take a little bit closer look at both of these hooks. Now, my newer cook and my Jake rake are both supposed to be made out of 4140 steel, which is a pretty rugged, fairly rust-resistant steel. Now, in the 10 or so days this has been outside, it's rained off and on probably about half the time. We've had nearly 100% humidity. Thankfully, the cicadas are gone, so it wasn't subjected to that. And what I'm noticing here, if I can get a little bit closer, is I've got quite a bit of surface rust, but I'm not really seeing any pitting, which is good. This damage here came from dicking around with my forcible entry prop, and I'll have more on that later. So this handle's going to have to get replaced. Looks like my welds are holding up. On this side, where I spent a lot of time really smoothing out the steel, I don't really have nearly as much rust as I was expecting. I took all of the factory finish off of this, and so far, just putting boiled linseed oil on this ain't holding up all that well. I think we're going to have to find a different solution. Looking at my other hook here, I haven't put anything on this except for a light coating of boiled linseed oil. And if you'll notice, that rust actually came in pretty uniformly. I may actually leave this and put more BLO on here to create kind of a patina. This is a good time to show off a little bit of that work that I did to this hook. I did take the tip off of it so that if I'm doing a search, I'm not as worried about something sharp necessarily penetrating. But I do want to show you, I never messed with any of this material in the handle. This is all factory Firehooks Unlimited finish. You'll notice I'm wearing gloves because the finish itself, the silver, is actually coming off a little bit. And in the areas of higher abuse, it came off enough to actually rust. On this end, I did a rust bluing, but I only did, 6 or 7 layers. The rusting's not too bad. This is all still just surface rust. I think I can take this off with some WD-40 and a green pad, but still didn't hold up quite as well as I wanted to. I got some other ideas, though. Looking at my bad axe, though, this is where I think we see the biggest impact. Now, this was in the exact same location outside as the other hooks, but you'll notice there's a whole lot less surface rust. Well, with this one, I have probably 10 or 12 layers of rust bluing and then several layers of boiled linseed oil that I put on while the steel was hot. And I let it dry really good and then threw it outside with the rest of the tools. And looking at it, I've got a little bit of rusting here and a little bit of rusting up here, but it's all surface rust. I think it'll come right off. I think if I had been taking care of my tool like I'm supposed to be, putting some of my, of course I don't have, oh, here it is. Lubing my tool like I recommend, I would have absolutely no rust on here. What do you guys think? So the last tool I've been messing with didn't get left outside because this was in my locker at work. You guys haven't seen this hook yet. I'm going to talk about this in its own video, but I had Firehooks Unlimited make me a custom spec Newark hook. It's got thicker steel for the shaft and a widened adze. You'll notice the adze is already a little deformed, and don't worry, we'll be talking about it. My biggest gripe, though, is actually the reason why I'm wearing gloves. Because you'll notice, if I play with my shaft a little bit here, I get silver on my hands. I have silver streaks in my car. I got silver streaks in the truck. I got silver streaks all over the place from the finish on this coming off. Now, I don't know what they use. I don't know if it's a paint or what, but it is not holding up at all. My head has no finish on it whatsoever. Where the adze was widened, doesn't look like they did much other than a little bit of shaping. And the handle itself is all rubbing off. Not a fan. I think we need to find another solution for this. So I'd like to hear from y'all. Go ahead and leave me a comment with what you think I should be protecting my tools with. Am I not using enough layers of boiled linseed oil? Should I be using a spray paint? I thought about maybe using Flex Seal paint. I got some ideas, and I'm going to be putting those ideas into motion here in the coming weeks, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Some of you have a lot more experience in surface coatings and steels than I do, and it'd be stupid of me not to listen to you guys, my audience. So, go ahead and leave a comment down below with how you think I should be protecting my tools, and I'll give it a try. In the meantime, I think my bad axe is coming to work with me for the next few days. These hooks need some work. In any case, you guys stay safe out there, and thanks again for watching.